There was a time when I couldn't explain what was hurting. Nothing has broken on the outside. Life looked normal, but inside, everything felt heavy, like my soul was carrying a quiet weight no one could see. I woke up each morning and did what I supposed to do. I answered messages. I smiled when needed. I moved through the day on habit, not hope. And at night, when the world finally slowed down, the silence became loud. Not loud with noise, but loud with thoughts, with questions that had no answers, with the tiredness that sleep could not touch. I kept asking myself, what was wrong with me? Why did peace feel so distant when I was trying so hard? Why did my heart feel restless even when nothing was falling apart? For a long time, I thought healing meant fixing something, finding a solution, becoming stronger, doing more. But one evening, sitting quietly in a dim room, I felt too tired to search for answers. So instead, I paused, and in that pause, I sputtered a word I couldn't plan to say. Thank you. At first, it felt strange. Nothing had changed. The weight was still there. The uncertainty was still real. But gratitude didn't ask me to lie about my pain. It didn't ask me to pretend everything was okay. It simply invited me to notice that I was still here, still breathing, still standing, still being carried through moments I once thought I couldn't survive. That night, I thanked life for very small things, for the quiet, for the way my breath came and went without effort, for the fact that my heart kept beating even when it felt tired. I began to understand something gentle. Healing doesn't always arrive as relief. Sometimes it arrives as awareness. I noticed how often I fought my own feelings, how often I judged myself for being tired, how often I demanded strength when what I really needed was rest. So I stopped resisting. I sat with my emotions instead of pushing them away. I allowed the heaviness to exist without trying to explain it. And in that stillness, I felt something subtle, not a miracle, not a sudden burst of happiness, just a soft sense of being held, as if life was saying, you don't have to understand everything right now. I started practicing gratitude in the middle of uncertainty. Not because life was perfect, but because I trusted there was meaning even when I couldn't see it. I thanked the slow days that taught me patience. I thanked the pauses that forced me to breath. I thanked the closed doors that protected me from paths I was not meant to walk. Faith began to look different to me then. It was not about believing everything would work out exactly how I wanted. It was about trusting that even in confusion, I was not alone. I learned that surrender is not giving up. It allowing life to move without fighting very moment. It's placing your worries down and saying, I trust that what is meant for me will find me. Some days are still heavy. Some nights are still quiet in an uncomfortable way. But instead of panicking, I learned to sit with the silence. I thanked my heart for surviving things it never talked about. I thanked my body for carrying me through seasons of stress and fear. I thanked myself for not giving up even when I felt invisible. Slowly my thoughts softened. The tension in my chest loosened. Not because life became easier, but because I stopped carrying everything by myself. I stopped chasing clarity, and clarity found me in its own way. I began to see healing as a relationship with patience, with trust, with something greater than my understanding. There was a moment when gratitude felt difficult, moment when all I could manage was a quiet, tired thank you. And I learned that was enough. Gratitude doesn't have to be loud. It doesn't have to be joyful. Sometimes it's just acknowledging that you made it through another day. If you are listening to this right now with a heart that feels tired, with a soul that needs rest more than answers, please hear this. You are not behind. You are not weak. You are not broken. You are in a season of becoming. Even when you feel lost, you are being guided. Even when you feel uncertain, you are being protected. Even when you feel empty, something gentle is still working within you. You don't need to rush your healing. You don't need to understand everything today. You only need to breathe and allow grace to meet you where you are. Take this moment as a reminder. You are still held. You are still worthy of peace. And your life is unfolding with purpose. Even in the quiet, rest here. Let go of what don't need to carry tonight and trust this gentle truth. You are already healing.